The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Pro Football Focus ranked all 32 teams rosters ahead of the 2024 season, and where the Jets rank might surprise you. We'll talk about that and much more with a first-time guest joining us on the show. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season.
Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
The New York Jets.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jets fans. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and a reminder that we will see you tomorrow night on Long Island, a free event. We're going to raise some money for a mental health foundation in Westchester. Very important charitable cause, so please consider making a donation if you are attending. But we got 3 food trucks, a bar, some giveaways, and much more. The address is up there on the screen. It's Hicksville, Long Island, and I look forward to meeting so many of you. And I want to give a special shout out to an incredible listener who sent me this to use as a raffle / giveaway to try and raise some extra money for charity. How about this Curtis Martin piece you see right here? It's so big, it doesn't even fit on the screen. It is custom made by a diehard Jet fan named Brian. Brian at portraitsbybrian.com. Go to his website and check out his work. Follow him on Instagram. I mean, it is incredible, the pieces that he made. I think there's only, as you would expect, 28 of these. And once again, his Facebook is Portraits by Brian. His Instagram is Portraits by Brian. And his email is brian at portraitsbybrian.com. Let me go full screen here. I mean, this is one of the items we'll be raffling away. So very, very cool. Wanted to give Brian some love for sending that. Incredibly kind of him to do that, to help support an awesome cause tomorrow night. With that being said, let's talk all things New York Jets. And joining us right now is one of the best people in this industry right now. You watch him all over SNY's digital platforms. He is the lead sports anchor for the New York Post. Dex Henry joins us now. What's up, Dex?
What's up, Jake? How you doing? First of all, I got to say that portrait, that's a dope portrait right there. I like that. Curtis Martin, fellow University of Pittsburgh alum. So I like seeing that there. Great job by Brian, who did the portrait. Shout out to him. That's really good.
Well
really
said.
Nice looking one.
I mean, hopefully he could do a Breece Hall one next, and we can have all-time great Jet running backs together right there. I mean,
that'd be good.
So you're a Pitt guy. So not only do you have Curtis Martin, you have Darrell Revis as well.
Darrell Revis.
A lot of
Darrell Revis and I overlapped at school. Darrell Revis, I believe his sophomore year was my senior year. That's correct. His sophomore year was my senior year, so we overlapped at school. So I'm a big Pitt guy. Izzy as well on the Jets, who actually knew him when he was in high school, playing at Lincoln. We met then, and so Jets always have a lot of Pitt guys with ties there. I like that. I do like that.
Very cool. So give people your brief background. You're, of course, with the New York Post at SNY. And tell people kind of how you got started. I know you're a New York guy at heart, so this has got to be like the dream job for you, getting to cover New York sports.
Oh, yeah. You're funny. You and I talked about that last time you were up at the studio, just how blessed we are to, be working in our home market. And for me, I'm a Brooklyn guy, born and raised in Brooklyn. Got my start really out of college, started working, covering, local sports on the newspaper side of things before I got into broadcast. And then I really kind of got my break. This is my second stint working with the New York Post. I worked with them back in 2007 a little run with them from 2007 to 2013 as a video journalist. And I also in that time created my own YouTube channel, media outlet called Backpack Broadcasting, where I covered a lot of high school sports, local sports in the area. And that's really kind of how I got my opportunity. I then jumped to the News 12 networks for a while doing sports and news for them. And then I actually got out of sports for a little bit. I was in weather for a while as a national weather reporter for AccuWeather. And then I got back to this role doing digital stuff for the New York Post and SNY. And look, I love it. We get to do a bunch of great stuff, interview people. Jake's been on with me on one of my shows, The Rapid Rundown. I also do another show called New York Got Game, talking about basketball in the city. So it's been a lot of fun. We get to talk New York sports, and I get to have a lot of great journalists, content creators like Jake on. And yeah, it's just fun, man. So that's how I got my start. But I love talking New York sports. So I'm glad Jake had me on to talk some Jets football.
Love it. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now. So Pro Football Focus, as I said at the top, they put out roster rankings for all 32 teams. And I'll link the article in the description for those who want to watch the full thing. But I'm just going to give you the top 5 right here because the New York Jets are in the top 5, according to PFF in roster rankings. Number 1 on the list, the San Francisco 49ers, the Jets' week 1 opponent. Number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 3, the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 4, the New York Jets. And rounding out the top 5, the Baltimore Ravens. So just off of that, Dex, your thoughts on the Jets being ranked as the 4th most talented team in the NFL going into the year?
Yeah, when I thought about it, at first I was a little shocked. I thought they might be a little bit lower coming off of last year, maybe like 6 or 7. But excuse me, when you look at it and you think about it in the whole roster, we know that this roster is defense heavy. That's the thing Jets fans are going to really bank on here. This defense should be really good with all the stars they have on the side of the ball, Quinnen Williams, CJ Mosley, etc. This defense should be really, really good. Sauce Gardner. So, this is a defense you expect to be good. I think with the offense side of the ball, the talent. This is as much weapons offensively, if you really think about it, if you're a Jets fan, that you've ever seen them have, right? From Breece Hall, coming back last year and looking good. From Garrett Wilson, we know how good he is, and we want to see, can he take another leap at wide receiver? Does he have a little bit more help, in terms of being at wide receiver? Can Mike Williams be healthy? That's kind of a question mark. Health is the concern on the offensive side for me more, right? It's not just Aaron Rodgers. It's everybody else around on the offensive side. Are they going to be healthy? Are they going to be the support that Aaron Rodgers needs? And then I think the biggest question, which Pro Football Focus had there, was the offensive line. I do think that's fair to question about this offensive line. Is rebuilt. You want to see, can it hold up? If this line cannot protect Aaron Rodgers is not going to be able to do Aaron Rodgers things that we think he can do. And I think Aaron Rodgers, we have to keep in mind with his age, is going to need at least a competent. I'm not saying it has to be an amazing offensive line. It just has to be competent. I think they have the possibility to be competent, and I think that's why the ranking of 4 is pretty fair for this team. I think with the weapons they have, the defense I expect to be stellar. I'd be stunned if the defense is not top 5, if not top 3 here. So, yeah, I think the ranking of 4 is pretty fair for the Jets.
So I'm going to pull it up on the screen here so we can go more in depth. I'm going to do the old screen share. So you tell me if you can see this, Dex. I know the print's a little small for the audience, but I could read it aloud here. So you look at where the Jets are, and I just want to point out, because I know people are going to ask, where are the Dolphins? Where are the Bills? Well, the Buffalo Bills are 10. The Dolphins are 11. So according to Pro Football Focus, there is a sizable gap in just the pure roster threshold between these teams. And it kind of backs up what I've said. If you remove the word Jets from the helmet and just look at the talent, the Jets have gotten a lot better this offseason, whereas those teams lost a lot on both sides of the ball, despite still having, Josh Allen might be one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the league. And Tua is a guy who did lead the NFL in passing yards last year. So they still have really good quarterbacks, especially Allen, but the rest of the roster did not make a ton of improvements, and this kind of backs it up. But as far as what they say about the Jets, you alluded to the strengths and weaknesses. According to Pro Football Focus, the biggest strength for the Jets is their pass defense. In 2023, they ranked 1st in the NFL in coverage grades, 6th in pass rush grade. They boost elite players such as Sauce Gardner, CJ Mosley, Quinnen Williams. All the foundational pieces return, and their defense is absolutely lethal when they are ahead late in games. And that last part I wanted to highlight, because I think as well as the defense has been the last couple of years, they're always on the field. They never play with leads. And in theory, with Rodgers back, you're going to be in close games or leading games. And that makes a world of difference, Dexter, when you're talking about rushing the quarterback and trying to close out games.
Yeah, I'm glad you actually brought that up, right? Because we need to credit the Jets defense for that, for how amazing they've been in the last couple of years with terrible quarterback play, which means, to your point, Jake, the defense has been on the field more than you would like them to, right? And now they could be fresher late in games if you're assuming that Aaron Rodgers in the offense is able to move the ball, put up some points, give them a lead. They should be even better. That's the scary thing. This defense could be way better than what we've seen the last 2 seasons just because of quarterback play. I think that's a huge factor in that they won't be burnt out. We saw a lot of burnout with this defense. They're on the field too much. They're on the field late in games where they're tired, and you're relying on them to win games. I don't think you have to do that anymore, where the Jets have to rely on the defense to win games. And I think that's what should have the fan base pretty excited.
Now, the biggest weakness for the Jets last year, besides I clicked on Olu's name there, but he's a big part of the solution to this weakness, was their offensive line last year. Offensively, we know the Jets were awful at the quarterback spot, but you look at the O-line, 13 different offensive line combinations in 13 games, and as Pro Football Focus notes, they added Tyron Smith, added Morgan Moses, added John Simpson, so that's 3 new starters. 2 of them are bookend tackles. One of them was second-team All-Pro last year, and Tyron Smith. We know about his injury concerns, so they added a first-round pick to back him up, who's their long-term answer at the position, and Olu Fashanu. So, I think if you look at the O-line, Dex, obviously health is the biggest key here, but there's no doubt the New York Jets offensive line could potentially go from their biggest weakness besides QB to, dare I say, maybe one of the strengths of the team if healthy.
Yeah, and I think if that happens, right, if they have that sort of flip, Jake, that's going to be huge for them. I think that's the difference between them being a true contender to win division, especially when you talk about what the Bills have lost on both sides of the ball, what the Dolphins have lost really on the defensive side of the ball. It makes you think that this is going to be key for them. I think what's important, right, it's not just the health, but also how this offensive line comes together in training camp. One of the things we know obviously about the offensive line, really anything in sports, but when it really comes to the offensive line, is they've really got to move as a unit. They really have to play as a unit. They have to get that chemistry. That's going to take some time. So I would caution fans in saying that if in, weeks 2, 3, 4, you're seeing some struggles with the offensive line, it wouldn't shock me. I think what you just want is, can they hold it together and be competent? I think this unit, if healthy, this is where health comes in, Jake, they can look much better in weeks 12, 13, 14 of the season, hopefully, than they did in 2, 3, and 4. So I think it's them being healthy so they can have that time to build that chemistry, see all the different situations as they go through the season. And I think that's huge. They have more talent on the offensive line. I was talking with one of my producers about this recently. They got more talent, but you just wonder about the chemistry. How long is it going to take them to build that? And they're going to need to build that chemistry. But this is what mini camp's for, right? This is what training camp is for. And this is why the guys need to be out there together getting those reps. And then, Olu as a rookie who you hope can come in and have an impact. And they got him, which I thought was a good move. The Jets made the right move with their first round pick to get some insurance for that offensive line. You gotta hope that he's able to get some reps and get himself acclimated and be a contributor to this team, because if he is, I think that really bodes well for Aaron Rodgers and success of the Jets offense.
I just can't even imagine what a healthy Breece Hall, now a full year removed from his injury after he had 1,600 yards from scrimmage last year, second most among running backs behind Christian McCaffrey. I can't even imagine what he could do if this offensive line is just average. I mean, he put up a monster year with nothing blocking for him and poor quarterback play, a poor play caller. Man, like Breece Hall could play himself into the offensive player of the year conversation behind this line if he's healthy.
Yeah. And you know what's going to look, I know we and you and I talked about this, Jake. So much of the focus is on Aaron Rodgers. But I love that you're talking about other things like Breece Hall, who had a great year last year, and the fact that you should be encouraged with more talent and hopefully a healthier offensive line, how dangerous he could be. One of the things I think that was really impressive takeaway, I should say, from the Jets season last year was Breece Hall's return. How good he looked. Obviously, it was a little slow in the beginning, but he ramped it up, and how strong he looked. 1,600 yards, like you said, from scrimmage. The threat that he can be, that's just so huge, especially it takes pressure to bring it back to Aaron Rodgers, off of Aaron Rodgers, if the Jets can control the run game as you think they can with him as a dynamic running back there. So Breece Hall, he's going to be happy if the offensive line play is a lot better and guys are healthy and on the field. It's not just Aaron Rodgers. Breece Hall's got to be happy about that, because we've seen what Breece the Beast can do, his talent, and you expect him to have another strong season if he's got guys up front that can block at a competent level.
No doubt about it. We're talking with Dexter Henry of the New York Post and SNY's digital properties, breaking down an article that came out where Pro Football Focus ranked all 32 teams' rosters, and the New York Jets were ranked, according to PFF, as the 4th best roster in football. The other, key takeaways here from this, the X factor for the Jets. I mean, look, Aaron Rodgers being the X factor, I think we all understand why. He played 4 snaps last year. He is what this team is built around. They won 7 games without him last year. Now you have him back. You have a legitimate backup and Tyrod Taylor behind him. So I would agree with Rodgers' health being the biggest X factor. But if we were to come up with a different X factor, Rodgers aside, because it's so obvious, what would that be to you?
I don't want to say health. I think for me, the biggest X factor to me in terms of offense is who, I'm going to put it like this, who else steps up to help up Garrett Wilson, right? Is it Mike Williams? Is it Corley, the rookie? I think another offensive threat is a huge X factor for this team, because we can go through all the stuff, the offensive line, et cetera, et cetera. I think Garrett Wilson needs help. He's going to face a lot of double teams. He's going to be the focus of a lot of teams' defense and what they want to take away offensively from the Jets. I think there has to be another clear number 2 on this team, and 3, I will say, in terms of the wide receiver position to help step up. So I think whoever that can be, whether it's getting healthy, if Mike Williams is healthy and plays to Mike Williams standards, this is huge for the Jets. We know the Jets, it was a 1-year deal, $15 million. We know it was a risk of a signing with the health issues that Mike Williams has had, but if he's healthy, that's transformative for this Jets offense, right? If they get anything out of Corley as a rookie, that also truly helps. I think Rodgers needs to know he has other weapons that he can trust here. And I think that's really the X factor, because the defense, like I said, again, the defense for me is a given. Feel really good about the defense. The offense, I feel pretty good about. The Jets have weapons, but where's the support in those weapons? Can their offense be more dynamic than we actually realize and take a lot of pressure off of Aaron Rodgers? I think that's the key. So the X factor for me is going to be who steps up at wide receiver number 2 and 3 for the Jets. Can those guys be consistent players to help Garrett Wilson and not have him asked to do everything every week for the New York Jets?
In the story, they talk about the rookie to watch, and they list Malachi Corley as the rookie to watch. And they say if all goes according to plan, Olu Fashion will sit on the bench for the majority of the season. That leaves Malachi Corley as the most likely rookie to earn a starting role. He is an after-the-catch specialist who should immediately improve an offense that ranked dead last in slot receiving grade last season. The early returns on Corley have been positive, and I don't think you could truly appreciate or evaluate even what he brings to the table until the pads come on, because so much of his game is yak and running through people and breaking tackles. You don't get to do that without pads on in June. So I'm excited to see what he could do. What are your thoughts on Malachi Corley going into his rookie year?
Yeah, that's why I have him listed as a possible X factor too, because we know Aaron Rodgers, when you looked at when he played in Green Bay, right? You see what he could do with a slot receiver. You see what he could do with a guy who can get the yak. Randall Cobb was that guy for him for a lot of years in that, right? Also a vertical threat, but could also do a lot in the slot. And I think that's something that really changes the offense. So with Corley, I think you'll see very early on in training camp, and you'll hear a lot. And when I talk to Brian Costello, my colleague, and other people, I think that's a guy people are going to be watching. Okay, when Aaron Rodgers dumps it in the slot and he has a little dump pass, what is this guy able to do? How does that open up the offense? How does that allow the defense to now have to worry about a guy like Corley that takes some of the pressures I was talking about off of a Garrett Wilson? They need that kind of dynamic player to really open things up for them. And I think it's also just I would say a safety valve for Aaron Rodgers, right? Because if we're talking about Aaron Rodgers as the X factor here, and obviously his health and what he can give, as many weapons and the diversity and versatility in those weapons, to me, is what matters a ton here. So with Corley, you never know with a rookie. You're right about that, Jake. You know this. You've been doing this a long time. We can get excited about a rookie. We can be excited about the promise until he gets to training camp, puts the pads on, goes through playing against other grown men in the National Football League. You don't know, but the speed and the talent that you hear from people around the Jets and talking about him, they're very excited, but he's got to do it. Do I think he can be a weapon? Absolutely. And I think he's in a place with a veteran quarterback. I'm a big fit guy in sports, and I think fit matters. Corley, if he's somebody place else and he's playing with another younger quarterback, maybe who does it, know the NFL and the intricacies of it the way Aaron Rodgers does, maybe he doesn't succeed as well. But I think Corley coming into a situation where, yes, he's needed, but there's not a huge ton of pressure on him, and he's got a vet quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. I think he can he can have himself in a really, really, really good position to succeed.
Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. We're talking with Dexter Henry. You check him out on the SNY digital properties and with the New York Post, of course. Appreciate Dex joining us, a first-time guest on the show. He had me on the Rapid Sports New York rundown a couple of weeks back, and it was a lot of fun. So we had to do the home and home and get Dex on the show. So fire off any questions or comments reacted to Pro Football Focus ranking the Jets as the number 4 roster in the league. And the final thing they highlight here is they talk about the Jets win total being set at 9.5, and they give a prediction to say, take the over on the Jets win total, saying if the offensive line improves and Rodgers is healthy, the Jets are an extremely talented team. The additions of Corley and ex-Charger Mike Williams should complement Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson quite well. They don't need their offense to be elite. They need it to be functional. They already have arguably the best defense in the NFL, as was the case last year. Any scenario where they miss the postseason is a disappointment. I could not agree more. I would take the over on this simply because last year and the year before, they had proven with the 32nd ranked quarterback play in the league, they are a 7-win team as far as a floor. I think with Rodgers healthy and a legit backup in case he does suffer a conventional injury, they could find at least 3 more wins. And I think they're better than 10. I think they're between 11 or 12, but I would definitely bet the over at 9.5. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I was trying to remember. Was it 9.5 too last year, Jake, heading into the season? It was 9.5 last year too, heading into the season. Yeah, we were talking about this a little bit before we started recording and going live. I think I'm going with the over too. It's funny. Last year I was actually a little bit more skeptical because I thought the division was better. And I think that's another reason I would take the over. I think, as we talked about, the Bills, they've lost some things on both sides of the ball, notably Stephon Diggs as well. But the Dolphins also losing a lot on the defensive side of the ball, and they already were okay defensive team at best. So I think the division got a tad bit weaker. And I think the Jets actually, I'm betting on 2 things really here. I'm betting on that offensive line improvement. I'm betting on the fact that Aaron Rodgers plays more than 4 snaps here. I'm betting on that as well. I'm betting on an improvement in Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. I'm betting on the defense being as good as I think they can be, and especially if they're healthy, knock on wood, which I know the Jets fans are. So with all that being said, yeah, I'm going to go with the over there. It wouldn't shock me if the Jets were 10-6, 11-5. I mean, that's enough for the over. I think they can win 2 more games, more than 9 there. So I would say that. I just think it's about health. If they're healthy, they're as talented as anybody. Not in the AFC, I'll say particularly. I don't think they're on the level of the Chiefs necessarily yet, but they're right there, knocking on their door. The Ravens also would be good competition. It's really the division for me, Jake. And I don't know how you feel about the division, but I just think there's no clear-cut winner in the AFC. Could Buffalo be as good as they were last year? Maybe, but they've lost a lot, and they got to show me. I think there's a lot of show me in the AFC East, right? The Jets have continuity. That's something I would like to add. Why I would go with the over. I think continuity matters a little bit here. There's guys here who have been here for some time. They know the system. They've been under Robert Saleh. They know the disappointment that has been the last couple of years. And I think they're pretty also aware that this is a make or break year. Like, they got to get it done. If the Jets do not make the playoffs, it is a huge disappointment. It is a massive failure. I think even Jets fans would say that. The most pessimistic Jet fan would even say that as well too. So I think the continuity matters here. I'm going to bet on that. I go with over 9.5 wins for the Jets in 2024.
So I looked it up. Pro Football Focus for the Bills has the Bills win total projection. It's at 10.5. That's what most sportsbook have.
Wow.
They're going under on the Buffalo Bills. That's their official pick for that. And then the Dolphins, who are 11th in roster rankings, Bills, as I said, are 10. They are going with over 9.5 for the Dolphins. So they think basically based on that, the AFC East is going to be around 10 or 11 wins for each of those teams.
What I find interesting in that too is, like, with those over under numbers, those lines, it tells you nobody, like I kind of said, and I hadn't looked at a lot of over under numbers yet, but nobody sees a true clear cut winner. So I wonder what's the edge in separating these teams. And that's where I look at something like continuity and chemistry, because I do think those things matter in terms of teams. And so, yeah, it tells you the odds makers are like, yeah, any of these teams could win the division. I do think that's true to a degree. I do think Buffalo and the Jets are a little bit better, but I would say it's a toss up. But I like the Jets number at 9.5 because you said Buffalo's 10.5, and you said the Dolphins are also 9.5, correct?
Dolphins are 9.5, Bills 10.5,
10.5.
Jets 9.5. Yep.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, I funny. I do think the best bet out of that is the Jets over the 9.5. I do.
No doubt. No doubt. Jet fans, your thoughts on this? Over under for the Jets, 9.5. PFF says go over. PFF ranking the New York Jets as the 4th best roster in the league. And you know, it's interesting. You look at the top 5, as we said at the top, you got the Niners, NFC team, Chiefs, defending champs, rightfully so, AFC, then Eagles, Jets, Ravens. So they have the Jets as the 2nd most talented roster in the AFC just based off that.
Yeah. Yeah, which is really impressive and exciting for you, and Jets fan. And this is the thing. This is the thing about this time of year, Jake. June, July, all hope is, spring's eternal, even though we're about to approach summer, and everybody's excited, and I think when we get to training camp and as you're around it, you're going to hear a lot of this talk, and these questions will be asked to the Jets players, and they'll be asked, well, what do you think? You're expected to do this and that. And you're going to hear the right answers from the team. And it's going to be that, look, we got to go out in the field and show it. And all this stuff matters. I love what Pro Football Focus does and ranking these rosters. And it's great. And I think they're really detailed about it and looking at what they have to do. But the Jets, if they want to play like the 2nd best team in the AFC, they got to go out there and show it. And they've got a huge test in week 1 against the Niners, who were ranked as the best roster by PFF. So they've got to go out and show it. They do not have an easy schedule. They have tons of primetime games. There will be a lot of eyes on the Jets. But if you're a Jets fan and you believe this roster is as good as you think as a fan, then look, you want the smoke, man. You want the lights. You want to. This is the time. Let's go. You want them to fly. And so we'll see what happens. But everybody's optimistic now. That's what I say. Everybody feels great about their roster now.
Oh, yeah. This is that time of the year, and I don't want to wish away summer because I do enjoy summer, but man, I can't wait.
You can't wait. I know you can't wait, Jake. I know you can't.
Well, just think about like the Jet fan. Like, so we have waited so long to watch Aaron Rodgers actually now play for this team. I mean, it goes all the way back to the disastrous end to the 2022 season, moving off of Zach Wilson, needing to find a quarterback. And it's like, well, will Rodgers even be available? Will the Packers actually trade him? And then months of that leads to, all right, he finally says he wants to play for the Jets. Then another month of, is this deal even going to happen? What's the delay? He finally becomes a Jet. And then you have all the hype and excitement with Hard Knocks and people being ready to go, all for it to be ripped away 4 plays in. And then another year of people clowning the Jets, same old Jets. And it's like the season was just an unmitigated nightmare for all of us. And then another offseason of just drama and people just taking their shots at the Jets because they can. And there's no retort because they haven't been good. They haven't made the playoffs since Obama was in office in his first term. And it's just like, we're just sick of it, man. We just want to see what this team could do because I truly believe in the talent. Just give us a healthy Aaron Rodgers and we'll take our chances.
And I think you speak for a lot of Jets fans on that, right? I think that the frustration is that you look at this roster, and I know we're talking about this in the guise or gaze of Pro Football Focus's rankings, but you look at this roster, and I think the intelligent fans there know that this is a talented roster that's been assembled, and it really started with the defense a couple of years ago, and now they've added some weapons. And as I said, I don't think I'm being hyperbolic for saying this, but I think this is some of the best weapons the Jets have had in the history of the franchise on the offensive side of the ball. Taking the quarterback away, and then you haven't had the quarterback play. And I think that's the frustrating part for the Jets fan. I think the Jets fan is like, can we just get a legit chance to see this come together? The question for me and what I worry about is if the team's not healthy or Aaron Rodgers doesn't look like the Aaron Rodgers we think that he could look like with his age. Because I always get concerned with age with quarterbacks as they get older, any players that get older. What's the Jets' direction from here? Because they're so all in on this, and I get it. It's where they are. They're all in on the Rodgers experience. They're all in on what this roster is. What's the direction from here? The safety that you have that you mentioned a bunch of times here throughout this, Jake, is that the difference is Zach Wilson is not number 2. And you don't have to worry. And I'm sure the Jets fans didn't want to see him anymore. They don't have to see him anymore. Tyrod Taylor is a competent quarterback. If he has to play 2 games, you're not worried. If he has to go for a month, you're not worried. He can hold it down. Can you go 2-2 in that time? Probably. You might even go 3-1. Probably. I think that's the thing. I just wonder for the Jets, if this goes wrong, well, I mean, I got to think it's Joe Douglas, Robert Saleh. It's going to be over. But that I don't want to put any bad juju out there. We don't have to go there. We don't have to talk about it. The Jets fan, they're trying to stay positive, but I just think you'd like to see them have a chance to see this work together. You want to see the quarterback stay upright. You want to see the offensive line try to grow together. And you want to see, hopefully, these good weapons that they have on both sides of the ball be able to play. I think the Jets fan is just like, can I get a chance to see this, see them get to the postseason, see how this can work? They haven't had that chance in the last with more than competent quarterback play, because the Jets fan hasn't had a chance to see that. That's the thing.
Well said. Well said. Before I get you out of here, Dex, I know you're a big hoops guy. Give us your thoughts on the Knicks and the NBA draft. Are they actually going to use their picks? Are they going to use them in a trade? Give my fellow Knicks fans out there a little taste of some prep stuff.
We got a good show coming up this week on New York Got Game, where we're going to preview what the Knicks could do in the draft. And my gut would say to me that I think going into this offseason, I thought one of the big things for me personally, I think the Knicks should do is try to focus on improving their depth with youth. I know there's a lot of talk about the Knicks trying to get a star. I do not think there's a star out there the Knicks can get. I do not think there's one that fits for them right now. I think they should try to improve with youth and depth there. I don't think the Knicks are going to take both of their first-round picks. I do think they will take one. I think they might try to trade the other back for future assets to use for a trade. I do think they'll make the first-round selection and the second-round selection. I think that's very likely. With that selection, I would like to see them try to target a wing player, and I think that's what they would look at. Tyler Smith is one they could look at. I know there's a lot of talk about Ryan Dunn. They brought him in for a workout. I've heard that they like him. My issue with Ryan Dunn is shooting is not good. Looks like Andre Roberson 2.0, but he can defend his behind off. So you know that. I think that's key for them to get another wing, maybe a big or a backup point guard. A point guard I would like to see them get, I don't think he'll be there for them, is Bub Carrington out of Pitt. I have a little bit of bias there, but I think he's really good, and I think there's a lot of interest in him. Orlando, I know Miami. There's some teams that have been really interested in him. I think that's good. There's some options there. There's some international stash players I like. Bakome Daddier, that's a good player I think they could look at. This is not a draft with a lot of guys that just jump off the board for you, but I think they can get some solid role players, which I think the Knicks can add. As far as free agency goes, Jake, I think it's imperative they bring back OG and Isaiah Hartenstein, and I think they will. I think with OG, it's about, can they come with a price and injury protections in the contract? I think Hartenstein, the concern is, does somebody give him a huge offer with a short-term deal, and does he value that more than the Fords for 72.5? That's the max the Knicks can offer him. I think he likes it in New York. I think he wants to continue to be a part of it, but you never know with guys. Is it money? Is it security? You don't know. But I do think the Knicks bring back both those guys. I think they got to try to stay below the second apron and give themselves flexibility. Do I think they land a star this summer? No, I don't think they have to, because I think continuity and chemistry is what's going to work for them. Go with this team, run it back, see what they have. If you need to make a tweak at the trade deadline, you do so then. But yeah, I think the Knicks are headed in the right direction. You and I were at a bunch of the games through the postseason. We saw each other at the Garden, and I think they're headed in the right direction. I think they're still going to be patient. I don't think they're going to rush this. I think if there's a right person to make a move for, they will do it, but I don't think they're going to rush it. And Leon Rose and company have shown that thus far, and I think we'll see the same this offseason. I know that'll disappoint some Knicks fans out there, but I actually do think it's the right plan for the Knicks.
100%. I'm right there with you. I mean, you don't just make a trade for the sake of making a trade.
Nah.
You have to, it has to be the right fit. Dex, you are awesome. Once again, for people maybe tuning in late, where can people find all your work?
You can find my work on the New York Post or SNY YouTube channels. Follow me at D Henry TV. We'll do everything. We do Jets, Giants, Liberty, Knicks, Nets, Mets, Yankees. We do it all in New York sports. We talk with a lot of great people. And Jake's going to be on with me some more, especially during football season, to talk about these Jets. So if Jake's coming on with me around week 3 or 4 and Jake's a little sad, that's not a good sign. We don't want Jake sad here. I want to tune into the Jake Asman show. I want to see some positive vibes around the Jets. That's what I want to see, Jake. I'm wishing that for you, my friend.
Please, from your lips to God's ears. I speak for all Jet fans. We certainly deserve, I'm not even saying Super Bowl, man. Just give us a healthy Rodgers. Give us a chance to see what this team can do, and we'll take our chances. That's all.
You want a year. I think Jets fans want a year. I think putting Super Bowl and stuff out there is a little too much. Just You want a year that you can enjoy.
A fun season. Exactly.
A fun season. Yeah. Like a fun season that ends a playoff drought. Can we start with that? Start with that, then you can take it from there. I think that's fine.
Hey, man. Dex, you're the best. Thanks so much for coming on, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, bro. I'll talk to you soon. Appreciate you. Take care, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dexter Henry, Dex Henry, New York Post, SNY, kind enough with his time here on the show this morning. A lot of people want in on the conversation. We're going to open up the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline. We'll take more of your calls as well. We'll get you a membership update to see how many we are away from adding a new channel emoji. We're going to do all that and much more. But first, a quick break, and we come right back with calls, super chats, and whatever else this show is going to be. It's Jake Asman with you. Hit the like button here on a Wednesday morning.
Do you guys remember there was an incident in Las Vegas where a man attacked a Clark County judge? After this happened, I said, the guy in the video is actually a listener of the show. So not the guy who basically like Troy Polamalu'd over like the judge dais, but the guy that is a listener of the show is the hero who tried to immediately apprehend this wacko. And yesterday, Michael Lasso, the law clerk who helped protect the Clark County judge who was attacked in court last month, was named Citizen of the Month in Vegas. You could see our guy Michael Lasso on the left there. It's a pretty cool moment for Michael, who joins us right now. What's up, Michael?
How you doing, Jake? Good to see you.
Man, what's it like being a hero?
Oh my God, you know what I mean? It's so, honestly, it's just so surreal and so humbling, truly. I never expected it to be, on SNL and TikTok and Twitter.
While I fly this way, right? Mm-hmm. The bailiff, he run behind me. He fall down. Look at him, man. That's terrible. Man.
It's really just incredible, to be honest. And that leap that man did was pretty impressive. And I think that's part of the reason why that video has gone so crazy.
I mean, the guy, like, he timed the snap perfectly, right? Like, he did the full Troy Polamalu over the, I mean, what goes through your mind in real time as that's happening? Like, you even have time to think? Was it all just natural reaction? Kind of take us through what's happening there.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there's no time to think, for sure. I mean, the video doesn't even do it justice, just at how fast that actually occurred. I mean, 1 minute he's sitting there just talking about how, he'll accept whatever the judge is willing to give him. And then the next minute he's on top of the judge. So when he initially made a run, I thought, okay, he's going for the door. Last thing I thought he was going for the judge, and I definitely didn't think he was ever going to make contact. It was so nice of the mayor. It was so nice of the city. It was such an incredible experience. I mean, when the mayor first called me, I answered the phone, and I'm thinking to myself, who is this? The mayor? Do you have the right number?
The video honestly doesn't even do it justice as to just how fast it really was. I mean, it went from just any normal day to just, honestly, just straight, havoc. I mean, it was in a blink of an eye, and there really wasn't much time to think. You just kind of react.
I mean, I remember when it happened, and like the video was everywhere, and then you told me that was you, and I was like, what? No way. And I just I couldn't believe it, man.
I know. I wish I could have came on your show earlier, but obviously the sentencing was still going on. There were things in motion, so I just couldn't. But I really appreciate you giving me a chance and coming on here.
It's not every day that, a listener to the show is like a legitimate hero. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, what ended up happening? Was he sentenced? Where's the guy who, attacked you?
Yeah, so basically, yeah, he was given the sentence he was going to get originally. He's got new charges that he's facing, and that's going on in a different courtroom with a different judge. And, we'll kind of see where that goes.
Can you believe that when they brought me back to court, they put a muzzle on me, man?
Yeah, probably for everybody's safety.
Man, I ain't bite nobody.
That's unbelievable, man. I love it. A Jet fan is a hero out in Las Vegas.
And those clips of Judge Allen, oh my God, those had me dead. Oh my God, those are the best things I've ever seen. I don't know. I just Gatorade. Those are incredible.
I believe you mean this right here.
I'd rather be the Jake Asman heel than the Robert Saleh truther any day of the week. But it's weird because I don't see myself as a heel. I think I'm a realist.
I don't want to hear none of that shit. You do not root for no damn New England to win shit.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh, it's too good. It's too good. Oh my God. Thank you again, Jake.
Michael, you're the man. Appreciate you joining the show, brother. We have the best audience. I've always said it. That's as good as it gets right there.
Here we go, buddy.
Let's go, baby. Good luck to the Irish, baby. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Jet fans.
Joe Douglas knows what he's doing.
You know what? I should probably mix in a water sip, too, so I got you.
We won too many games. We're not going to get Joe off.
I'm wearing the chain, baby. Last time this was worn, it was you. Oh, you got a TOJ glass there?
Oh, yeah. So let's go!
Hey, let's go. Salute, Neil. I love it.
Let's go, bro.
All right, I'll have a sip of water. Just kidding. Psych. Let's go, ladies.
I don't know what the hell y'all doing. Oh, Tyron Smith gonna be mauling all you motherfuckers in the division next year. Oh.
It just feels weird, you being on the...
Back right here on the program. Hit the like button. And also, shout out to Gator for putting together some of the best clips of the show over the last year or so to use in these different commercial montages. Scott Foster with a super chat saying, pissed off Jake is entertaining also. Scott, while I don't disagree, I think we all would rather me be excited during this football season than pissed off, right? I think that's fair to say. Maybe other than Allen. I think we all agree with that. There'll definitely be rants and things that will piss me off, I'm sure. But I hope, for the most part, we're celebrating after these games this year, unlike the disaster that was the 2023 season. Jesus Jerry writes, Jake, you playing a round of golf after this stream? Hashtag dress for 18 holes. I am not, but I do love golf clothing, so I love a good golf polo. I do love a good golf polo. Blitz BK not being a channel member doesn't make any sense. This guy has dropped track after track on this show. I don't understand. Aside from the tight end, we have better weapons, and our defense is as good as the Bills' defense, if not better. Allen really that much better than Rodgers? We're going to find out, right? Because I'll tell you what, if Aaron's close to what he is, I don't think there's that much of a drop-off. You could say Allen's better, but the Jets have the better team. And you know, Allen does give you some turnovers, man. Aaron has the best touchdown to interception ratio ever. For what Aaron's being asked to do with this team, he might be a better fit than Allen is if you assume both guys are healthy, if that makes sense. You obviously would take Allen because of his age going forward, but for 1 year and the styles they play, if we're getting Aaron Rodgers of old, then it's an interesting conversation. I have an exciting update to share on what went down last night, but we will do that after we celebrate this guy for coming through for the people. Ladies and gentlemen, is that who I think it is?
Is this Mike D's nuts?
Yeah!
Hey, thank you, Mike D's nuts. Hey, for another gifted membership. Hey.
If you hear your name called, you thank Mike D's Nuts, Ryan Kaza, Azira Zara, NY Jets 48, Cantu Renage, Zach Burkhardt. You are all officially as maniacs, courtesy of the immortal, the incomparable Mike D's Nuts. Ladies and gentlemen, after those 5 memberships go through, we are roughly 117 more members away from our 35th channel emoji being unlocked. What should that emoji be? And many people are speculating it should be one of our great listeners, Corley, eating a breadstick after what occurred last night at Olive Garden. However, the line at the Times Square Olive Garden was just too packed. Too many people heard about this show talking about the Times Square Olive Garden as the preeminent place to get authentic Italian food in New York City that we couldn't get in. So we did what any smart person would do. We went to the Times Square McDonald's instead, and I want to congratulate Corley on eating 73 chicken nuggets in a 10-minute sitting to set the Times Square location record last night. Absolutely incredible performance. Tip your cap. We've never seen anyone waft down nuggets like that. 73 in 10 minutes. Unreal. In fact, they're actually going to retire the ketchup packet that she used. That's how impressive this was. Unreal. She was signing sweet and sour sauces on her way out of there. I mean, it was incredible. We've never seen anything like it. So congratulations to Corley. 73 nuggets in 10 minutes. Move over, Joey Chestnut. Up next, the Nathan's Hot Dog Contest on July 4th. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Gusbuster hotlines open. Dre's first up today. What's up, Dre?
What's up, my guy? It's always good to see content creators, reporters, people in broadcast media that they cover the New York sports teams, and they're actually from New York. I just love that. It's like a homegrown kind of deal. It's like only New Yorkers could really give you the right kind of insight on a New York team because it's just different here. And so I love the show. It was fantastic. Shout out to Corley. Great job. 7.3 nuggets a minute is pretty damn impressive. I don't think I could put away an entire 6-piece in under a minute. So congrats to her. That's phenomenal work overall. Just shout out to the Asmaniacs everywhere. And happy Juneteenth. I had the day off, so I'm kind of like deciding on trying to do something today. Might try to take my mom out for a walk, get out there, not while it's too hot, but just trying to do something. But again, phenomenal show once again, Jake. You always bring it. Fan for life. And shout out to Mike D's Nuts for the membership gifting. That's the reason why I do it. I always wondered. I was like, I don't think I'll ever use this.
Is this Mike D's Nuts?
But shout out to him, man. It's like, our community is just different. It stands apart. It's unique in itself. It's unique because we love this team. And I'm sorry, but if we finish 10-7 or 11-6, like something went wrong. Like I'm having a hard time. Like we have better weapons than than most other teams, and in all but maybe one game, 2 games at max, we have the advantage of quarterback. So I'm hard pressed to see. I'm trying to be realistic. I'm trying to set my expectations low, but I'm struggling with it. I just like you. I love the summer, but I wouldn't mind fast forward in the summer. Let's get September here. Let me get my passport first. Let me get my passport renewed. Let me get this airfare all set up. So this season is going to be the season that we were promised last year, and it's going to be even better because now this is the best Jets team I have ever seen. I've been a fan since '85, and I'm hard pressed to find a better roster. And Chad Pennington is my all-time favorite quarterback. But if Rodgers is just like 60% of what Rodgers has been, I think I might have a new all-time favorite.
Look, they have to stay healthy. Aaron's got to be close to what he is, but there's no denying the talent level, Dre. No doubt. And if he's and look, they could be the best team in the league if Rodgers is an MVP level quarterback with the team around him. So I'm with you, man. Good call. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Dre. Long Island meetup, baby. See you there. Ladies and gentlemen, it is starting to rain memberships. William Sprague up next with what we call a Sprague spree.
I am the master of the Sprague spree. Take this, Jake, you little bitch.
Whoa, hey now, here we go. If you hear your name called, you thank the immortal William Sprague for your channel membership. Jets Worldwide, BHOS, NY to LA, Thomas Pole, Double Clutch Racing. You are all channel members. And ladies and gentlemen, if you thought Mike D's Nuts was stopping at 5 today, you're nuts. Another 5 channel memberships for who?
Is this Mike D's Nuts?
Bang! Thank you, Mike D's Nuts. Bang! For another gifted membership. Bang!
Griffin, Urban Anasplites, Nikhil Manas, JK, and Foxy Fan 01. You guys are all officially channel members. Congratulations to our most recent Asmaniacs. Bang Mateo with a super chat. He says Dre's delusional according to Vegas, 9.5 win total. The Vegas odds aren't always correct. That's why you bet. They give you a parameter, but then there's always exceptions to the odds. A la the Houston Texans win total last year was 6.5. They went all the way to the divisional round of the playoffs. So 9.5 is just based on the fact that the New York Jets are a team that has questions when it comes to the quarterback staying healthy and some of the other players they added. But maybe even more important than just looking at the 9.5 win total when it comes to odds is the fact that they are right now a favorite in 14 of their 17 games. Now, they're not a big favorite in some of these games, right? They're less than a 3-point favorite at home against the Bills. So Vegas is telling you on a neutral field, the Bills would be favored, and if the Bills were home, they'd be favored. But it does tell you that the Jets are considered a very good team, that they're favorited in that many games. Adam with a 99-cent super chat. I didn't even know you could do that. Thanks, Adam. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. We'll take more of your calls here on the show. Addison writes in Carly emoji, but her face on a chicken nugget. Oh my God, that is brilliant. That is brilliant. That might be the next emoji, which will be great because that will piss her off because she wants like her own emoji. And we'll be like, well, we're giving you your own emoji. You've earned it after eating 73 chicken nuggets at the Times Square McDonald's in 10 minutes. All right, more calls right now. Let's go to Kyle Clifton, who's up next. What's up, Kyle?
Let me tell you something, Jake. A girl that is that beautiful and is dabbling in competitive eating, very hard to find.
I know. It's true.
So, little areas of concern with the roster. I'm obviously pleased with the PFF ratings. Defensive line. I think there's a lot of projection involved with Fotu and Kinlaw and Clemens taking a leap and McDonald taking a leap. Even though I am optimistic about McDonald, I'm afraid we might be missing something with Huff out the door and Quentin Jefferson, those types, some pressure that we were getting up the middle and from the edge. So that's a little bit of an area of concern. I think obviously very strong in the linebackers, very strong in the secondary. The other aspect that I'm a little worried about on the offense is maybe bringing Corley along a little bit too quickly. I want to see maybe if we can get some packages for him to begin with, get his feet wet. I don't want to see, some of these second-day draft pick receivers that we maybe rushed them a little bit and they just didn't perform. We know who they are, what their names are. I don't want to get back into them.
Well, he's playing behind Gibson right now in the offense.
Yeah, I know that. And I think that they have two different skill sets. I think that, Gibson's got the shiftiness. Coley's more the guy that's going to run you over. And maybe we can mix and match based on what we see in a defense based on that. And indubitably, we're going to see, on occasion, Garrett in the slot. If we can get Lazard out wide sometimes if we see something we like. But those are the areas of concern. Otherwise, this roster is stacked. I mean, I think we can all see it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kyle. They're not going to put Corley out there with Rodgers unless he can handle it, because Rodgers has no patience for rookie receivers who don't know what they're doing.
Right, exactly right.
And to your point on the DL, I understand your points because there's a lot of turnover there, but you just got to put your faith that the Jets staff knows what they're doing there, because they have a 3-year track record of finding guys we've never heard of, or like no-name players, or guys who were considered busts, like a Solomon Thomas, for example, and developing them. I mean, we're worried about losing Bryce Huff. They found Bryce Huff and developed him into the player he is. Like, there's a track record on that side of the ball. Plus, look, they got Quinnen up the middle. They got 2 elite linebackers. They have the best corner room in the league. Like, there's just too many good players there for it to be, that big of a deal, because they're going to be playing with more leads too. So like the stopping the run thing, I get it, but in theory, they're better equipped to handle that just based on the game script and how it's going to play out.
I hope so.
Kyle, thanks for the call, my man.
Talk to you.
Appreciate it. Kyle Clifton checking in. Jet legend. Hit the like button if you're tuning in. Want to send some love to Roger, who wrote in, "Hey, Jake, I wanted to take my family to your event tomorrow, but unfortunately I'm going to be in the hospital for a cervical epidural Monday. I'm having trouble walking. I will make it to the next event. Good luck." Roger, we're all thinking about you, man. Best of luck with that. I can't wait to meet you in person. But your health's the most important thing, so don't worry. But you will be missed. There's no doubt. You will definitely be missed. Ryan says, "I'm just joining. Who gifted me a membership?" You're just joining.
Is this Mike D's nuts?
I actually don't know if he gifted you your membership, Ryan. I don't remember, but I just wanted to play that because I enjoy playing that. Comments, questions, super chats will cut the line. Elton writes in, "Jake, that beard's looking fresh." Well, you know why, Elton? It's because I've been using Copper John's beard products in it for a year already. Come on, man. You got to use the beard oil every day if you want your beard to not itch and look nice. Promo code Jake20 at checkout, and you can get it discounted. CopperJohnsBeard.com. Shout out to Jason Edwards. Any relation to Braylon Edwards, Jason? He is now a Asmaniac. Love it. All right, more of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is Charlie Hart. What's up, Charlie?
Hey, hopefully I have good connection, but another day, another dollar. Am I coming in good?
You sound good.
Okay, cool. So I had a few thoughts with the rosters. Now, I do think the Jets have a better roster than the Chiefs, and I have a few. I think most of the why people say the Chiefs have the better roster is only due to Mahomes. Hello?
Yeah, we were starting to lose you, Charlie. Yeah. I mean, look, he's the best player in the sport, and I think by a wide margin after what he did last year without having great weapons and still winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but like when you go position to position, you look at the running backs, you look at the cornerbacks. I mean, I see that the Jets have the better position players. I mean, I get the Mahomes thing, but if Aaron Rodgers can play even like remotely close to Mahomes, I feel like that makes up the difference, in my opinion.
Yeah, it might, but they also have a Hall of Fame coach. They have a Hall of Fame, in my opinion, coordinator in Steve Spagnuolo, who's won 4 Super Bowls as a DC. Like, there's more to it than just the roster that they have. But if you remove the quarterbacks and just look at every rosters besides QBs, you can make the case the Jets are better. But there's the other factors we bring up: coaching and quarterback. Quarterback's the biggest thing, man. It is the ultimate position in sports. You either have a good one or you can't win, and you need basically a great one, and they have an all-time great one that's leading them.
We almost beat them with Zach Wilson. I mean, we should have won that game. So, I mean, what you add Aaron Rodgers to that game, we win easily, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's possible. It just shows you any given Sunday, right? It's still the NFL at the end of the day. How about this for a comment here? I find it interesting. Heel on heel crime. Is there problems in the hole between these two? Alan says JJ has $1 million wardrobe and a 99-cent phone. Uh-oh. Is there problems in the hole between these two heels? I don't know. Let's go to Rob the Jet fan. He's up next. Hello, Rob.
Hey, Jake. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, Rob?
I wanted to start off by a shout out to William Sprague for giving me the membership. Thank you, William. Much love. I have just 5 quick points, Jake. If you can just give me just an extra minute. Quick shout out to my Goomba Neil for his birthday yesterday. I'll tell you a cute story. I actually yesterday after I went to Applebee's, you know that I went to Applebee's. I sent you that picture. Had a good bourbon chicken and shrimp. It was actually tasty. I have to say the truth. I knew that it was Neil's birthday, and I picked up a small little gift for him. And he was only 5 minutes away from the Applebee's. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go over there and just give him a quick call and tell him to come outside. I get to his house, and I see only one car in the driveway. I call him up, and he answers the phone right away. I hear a dog barking. So I was like, oh, maybe he is home. Maybe that's the one car. I go, Neil, where are you? And he was like, oh, I'm out east. I go, are you kidding me? I go, I'm at your house. He started laughing and stuff. I go, Neil, I came over to say happy birthday. You're not even here. He's like, oh, he goes, no, Michelle wanted to go out east and stuff. So I was like, all right, I'll see you Thursday. I was like, so, I'll see him Thursday. So we'll work on that, saying happy birthday.
Is the point of this story essentially that you went to Neil's house and he wasn't there?
Yes.
Okay.
Other thing I want to go out there, Jake. I was on Bobby's show for like 35 minutes yesterday.
Of course you were.
Yeah. He's so funny, that guy. He goes, Rob, because you're my friend, I would never want to mess with you in a fight. And I was like, Bobby, I would never fight you. I'd protect you. I thought that was hysterical. He kept saying that to me. We're friends, right? I go, yeah, sure, we're friends. He's such a good guy.
No, you guys are definitely friends.
Yeah, I love Bobby. A couple of things. I have something that's going to shock you here. I'm going to critique King Losi.
Really?
Yep. And I love King Losi. Me and King Losi really got to speak a lot on Bobby's station. I went on one time and I was about to get off, and Bobby goes, "Oh, King Losi's coming on." I was like, "I'm not getting off. I want to talk to King Losi because I think he's such a cool guy." But he did say something that a little bit bothered me, and I'm going to say it now. King Losi, what's wrong with you, buddy? How can you say that Corley has a bad-sounding voice? I think you're crazy to say that. I think Corley is gorgeous, and I love the sound of her voice. I think he's nuts. And don't take offense, King Losi, but I'm going to call you out on it. I think Corley's a hottie. I have to say it the way it is. And Jake, you're nuts if you don't go. Couple other things.
How many more points we got here, Rob? Jeez.
Just 2 more. I'm not reaching Neil's 13, I promise. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the power rankings. That's the last thing.
Yep.
I kind of agree with the rankings. I think us being 4th is very fair, which leads me to the 9.5. I don't see with Jake, with Aaron not getting hurt and playing the full year. I mean, we're an 11 or 12 win team, no doubt about it, in my eyes. So I like the respect that they put us 4th. I agree with probably the teams that are ahead of us. I was surprised they put us ahead of Baltimore. I'm not going to lie about that. That was a little bit surprising. But I do like the power rankings. I think 4th is a good place to be.
Rob, appreciate the call, my man. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Super chat from Ruth. We are the Jets, so let's settle down and chillax. Okay. Yeah, but that's kind of the point, right? Remove the word Jets from the helmet and just look at the team. That's what Pro Football Focus did. They're not Jet fans. They're not Jet fans. They're just breaking down the rosters. They go by their PFF grades. Jets were 4th, second best in the AFC. That's the point. It's like you're allowed to have high hopes and expectations for this team. They better win. Otherwise, there should be, consequences. There should be changes to the coach, front office, etc. if they can't win with this team. It's time. How many years do you get? How many years do you get? Now, Alan, I think you're going to have to, not Alan, Rob, I think you're going to have to crack some skulls, and the skull being Alan. Because Alan wrote in, this story is like Zach's Jet career, a bomb. Damn. Les writes in, can Mike D's Nuts give JJ a new phone? That would be worth it, man. Adam says that you go to the Panthers Jet preseason game. All right, so this was Adam's 99-cent super chat that said nothing. I will not be in Carolina for a preseason game, no. I do intend to do a watch party for that game, so Jet fans, keep that date open. I'm working on the venue right now. I got a meeting next week about that. So keep that date open. It's August 17th. It's a Saturday night. We're going to do a big watch party for that one. Mike D's Nuts writes in, has a woman ever been sent to the hole ever? That's a great question. Let's think. Has a woman ever been sent to the hole? I'm thinking, Mike. The answer is actually yes, because it's about to happen. Ruth writes in, King Losi, your takes are the worst. See ya, Ruth.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
Later. Deuces. Jason Edwards with a super chat. He cuts the line. 12-5 this year. Football gods. No major injuries, please. And a championship. By the way, I did get a custom-made Edwards 17 jersey sent to the crib. Makes sense, right? If my last name was a name on a team I rooted for and I could get that player's jersey, I would do it. But I don't think there's too many Asman professional athletes, so I don't think that's going to happen. But Edwards, though, there you go. Now, we have to address something as well. Don't fall for what I'm seeing in the comments here. Carly's trying to deny that the McDonald's 73 Nuggets in 10 minutes at the Times Square location last night happened. Don't fall for the fake news, folks. There is photo evidence of it occurring. Don't fall for it. Don't let her up from this one, folks. Comments, questions, super chats, more of your calls. Ladies and gentlemen, Dom from Long Island joins us. What's up, Dom?
What's going on, Jake? Thank you for taking my call. Sorry, I was just doing something on the work from home computer.
You're good, man. What's up?
So something you've been talking about the last 2 days that actually made me want to call on. It's Malachi Corley, because you're talking about his game being like run through people's face. Like you have to wait till you get the pads on to actually see it. And I think like with a lot of the additions they made, that's kind of the main thing. Like the whole team looks better coming off the bus than I think we have in the last like 5 years. We have, when you talk about the line, Tyron Smith, Morgan Moses, John Simpson, like these are all guys that add like an attitude to the O-line that we haven't had. Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis, these guys are big physical running backs that, I don't know, I feel like that's more of the speed of something Rodgers would want to work with as opposed to like, quicker, shiftier guys. I feel like he just wants to get the ball into the red zone so him and Hackett can cook like they did, in those MVP years and, go from there. And I think Corley is just another piece to that whole mentality that they're trying to jump off with,
Yeah,
So,
I agree with you. And I think also too, like if you look at what happened last year, they were like one of the worst teams in the league with Yak. So like I think it was a priority for them to find guys that, with Rodgers, it's get the ball out fast, get it in space. That's what he wants to do. And I think we're seeing that with with some of the moves they made and why they prioritize Corley so much.
Yeah, that's like one of the biggest things that makes me excited for this coming year is just because to me, it's simple. It's not like, I'm sure they'll incorporate motion and stuff, but it's not a lot of this bells and whistles. It's just hit the hole, get the ball down the field, get yards after catch, and easier said than done. But it just seems like that's a better mentality for them to have.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And hopefully, the fact that they have Mike Williams and Corley, it's like less attention on Garrett Wilson, more opportunities for him to be in the slot in some opportunities and get after it.
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
Dom, good call. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Aaron Cooper with a super chat. We'll have PTSD game 1. I'll relax when we come out. Okay. I got news for you, folks. You're going to have PTSD every time Rodgers drops back and he gets hit. You're going to be worried. Until you see him get up and be fine, you're going to be worried. Like that injury has done severe damage to my mental state with all my teams now. Watching Aaron Judge get hit on the wrist last night, you think the worst every time. What happened to the Knicks didn't help either. 100%. So that's the bottom line. So we will see how it plays out. But there's going to be PTSD every time he drops back. That's just how it goes. More of your calls right now. A lot of people still want in on the conversation. We're approaching over an hour already. Wow. So I'll stay on to do as many as we can here. Ladies and gentlemen, sing along.
Well, you know that Al's a lion crap of crap. You should check out my new hat. The Jets are freaking awesome. Bobby.
Hey, Jake, I'm going to stick up for Rob from Glenhead. I agree with his take on Carly Beautiful and having a beautiful voice. So, King Losi, I disagree with you. Sorry, Charlie. I'm your friend still, but I disagree. And yesterday, that was no McDonald's. You want to sit with Carly last night. That was no McDonald's.
What are you talking about, Bob?
That was no McDonald's. You sat down. That was no McDonald's. That was like a bar.
That was after the McDonald's.
That was after the McDonald's?
Yeah, we went to McDonald's first, and then I called into your show from the bar.
Oh, well, that looked like you're having a romantic dinner to me.
No, stop it. It was a competition.
Yeah. No, it's no competition. No. So what do you find out? What happened to Judge? Did they find out?
The X-rays and CT scan were negative, and he told Aaron Boone he wants to be in the lineup tonight. So I hope he is.
Well, that's good. That scared the hell out of me when that happened.
It should.
Yeah, he got plunked right. Then the other guy plunked too. He plunked the other player. Who was the other player that got plunked?
Gleyber Torres.
Yes, thank you. And then the new guy at first base, the base hit, his first hit of the year, his first hit as a Yankee. The guy
correct
who go took over for
Ben Rice. Yep.
Yeah, Ben Rice. Yeah. Oh, his family looks nice. A lot of good-looking chicks in that family. Wow.
Bobby, you got to chill, man.
Didn't that guy on? I think the guy you interviewed looked like Spike Lee a little bit, didn't he?
Dexter?
Yeah, Dexter looks like Spike Lee a little bit.
I don't see it.
I thought he did.
All right. That didn't come to mind for me.
So Ruth is the first lady to put in the hole, huh?
That's right. We've sent women to the Shadow Realm before and to Stupid Town, I'm sure.
Oh, really? I don't think
Yeah.
so.
We don't discriminate on this show. It's we're
I
all about
never-
fairness.
I never saw a woman get thrown into either one. So Ruth had a big mouth there. He should shut about my King Losi friend.
Yeah. Why don't we do this? Let's bring
What?
King Losi on the show right now. Losi, what's going on?
Hi, King Losi.
Jake, my brother, Jake, my brother. You know, Bobby, you know, I just, Bobby.
I disagree with you there, pal.
Baby, you need to calm your freaky down, Bobby.
You gotta calm your freaky down too, though.
I done told you multiple times on your damn show, Bobby. Calm your freaky down.
Okay.
You are worked up and freaky. Okay? It's too early in the morning for all this freakiness, Bobby.
Okay,
all of these beautiful women you want to look at.
Carly is beautiful and has a beautiful voice, so I
Yeah, but her voice is trash, Bobby. It's horrible, Bobby. It's horrible, Bobby.
Well,
you know it, Bobby. You only saying that, Bobby, because she look good, Bobby. If she didn't look good, Bobby, you be saying the same damn thing. Her voice is like nails on the chalkboard, Bobby.
Hey, are you day off today? Got the day off?
No, Bobby, you know I work Monday through Friday, Bobby.
I know,
but you know I'm gonna be on the Bobby Midnight Show.
Today's
you know I'm gonna be on the Bobby Midnight Show.
Today's a holiday though. Today.
Yeah, I know, Bobby, but it ain't no holiday for me, Bobby. People still work.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but
Bobby.
off today for some reason. I don't know the
Bobby,
reason.
Bobby, don't be trying to change subjects and all of this, Bobby. Carly's voice is trash, Bobby.
No.
And you and Rafi need to calm your freaky down.
Okay. That don't sound like her. Jake had a good night with her last night. You had to see her. He had a great night with her.
Well, congratulations on the ass, Jake Asman, but the voice is still ass, okay?
No, it's not an ass, no. Carly, call in to talk to King Losi. Give him some of your loving voice.
Oh, hell, Bobby, why you want to make my ears bleed like that, Bobby? Why you want to do me like that? I
ears
thought you
bleed
was
like
my
heaven.
friend, Bobby.
I am
And you
your
say
friend.
every day I'm your friend. Why you want to do your friend like that,
You are
Bobby?
my friend, but her voice makes me feel like I'm in heaven.
Oh. Bobby, again, keep your damn freaky down, Bobby.
I am, but I can't help it.
Oh, yes,
well,
you can.
You know I can't wear my freaking hat. It's hot, my balls will sweat. Oh, look, I have a fan. I'm Bobby.
What a call for Bobby. Losi, look, I am with you. I think Bobby might have to calm down the freaky down. I think that's a fair,
I'm saying,
thing.
Jake, it's every Bobby midnight show. It's six to midnight every day. Man, I'm like, damn, Bobby. I know they look good, Bobby, but everybody just ain't that sexy, Bobby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bobby. And that voice is horrible. And I get it, man. I don't like to come on here and beef with the ass maniacs because y'all maniacs, okay? I'm just sitting back chilling, but it's the second time I done heard my damn name today about some damn Carly voice. That voice is horrible. I don't give a damn what nobody say. All right? Everybody be fed up with me yelling and all of this other crap. I don't care. The voice is horrible. She sounded like one of them valley girls that's just annoying as hell, okay? I don't give a damn. All right? Now shout out to Carly. She look good, but the voice is horrible. Now we gonna talk some damn Jets today or not? Jets, Jets. And let me say this, okay? Alan, you bum. Yeah, what about them damn Baltimore Warriors now? Huh?
ladies and gentlemen, King Losi. And joining us now to respond is Corley. Hello, Corley.
I'm scared. That was a lot.
Do you have any response?
I just didn't know that anybody could feel that passionate about my voice. And I almost feel sorry that he feels that way.
Well, look, the one thing with King Losi that you have to understand is the man does not lack passion.
That is obvious.
What are your thoughts on your stomach? Less than about 16 hours removed from what you accomplished last night.
I want everyone to know that there were no chicken nuggets.
No.
Tonight. Sorry.
False.
True. But you're spreading fake news. That's okay.
I'm updating your headline here. Set Times Square McDonald's chicken nugget eating record. There we go. Ah, too many characters. Hold on, I got to work on this.
See, because it's a lie.
No, stop it. Stop it. All right. Well, while you're here, would you like to read the list of names that just came through here?
Sure. Let me get to it.
Well, okay, ladies and gentlemen, you know who just did it again. Who?
Is this Mike D's nuts?
You bet your ass it is.
Hey, thank you, Mike D's Nuts, for another gifted membership.
Ferrand, Jacob Harold, Lisa Louise, George Molato, and Tara O. Congratulations, you are all as maniacs. Welcome to the club.
I love it.
Thank you, Mike D's nuts. Keep them coming.
A lot of people are saying you pulled a Vman after the McDonald's event last night. Is this true?
No. There was no McDonald's. There was no Vman happening.
Well, I don't know if that's true, because there was a McDonald's event. And joining us right now to give you some advice is this guy.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he's not on the toilet.
V-Man.
What's up? Dios mío. I gotta say, that's like, God. I feel like, Corley, like, you just don't, I feel like you're going through right now. I'm just like, God, I did not expect this. Sorry. I was just nothing.
V-Man, that wasn't English, whatever you just tried to say there.
It's my I think it's probably on par with my grandfather's English at this point, which is non-existent.
Your grandfather's what?
English, well, when you get older, you revert to your whatever language was your first language. He's older.
Well, no, I don't know, because my first language was English.
Yeah, no, but my grandfather, Penuelas, Puerto Rico, Spanish is his first language, so his English is so terrible you can't even understand a word of what he's saying. You can barely understand his Spanish either. But that's a different story because Puerto Ricans can't speak Spanish.
Thank you, V-Man. Are you at the scene of the crime right now? Where are you? The kitchen or the bathroom?
Yeah, I'm in the kitchen. I was just finishing up a coffee.
All right.
And not just any coffee.
Puerto Rico. Of course. Well, we know why you're on the bathroom throne so much.
It's very good. It's hard to find this. I got this on a trip. I mean, like, this is probably the best coffee I've ever had. Or you can say this, and I'm not saying this because it's getting sponsored, but like, if you can manage to find this cup of coffee, you should give it a try. It's called Café El Coqui. But can we actually sit here and talk about football?
Yes, that's why you're on the show, to not give advice to Corley on how she should recover from eating 73 McNuggets in 10 minutes to set the Times Square McDonald's record last night. Go on,
I like what PFF did with their take. I like their take. It's an honest take. Look, PFF has their flaws. I mean, they do. There's no perfect measurement system for talent in the NFL. Every system that tries to call themselves the perfect measurement system has their flaws, and that's fair to acknowledge. But they did an honest take that I agree with. I do think the Jets probably are, one of the, if not the best rosters in football, and one of, if not the best rosters in the conference. The question at hand is, can they put it all together? Or is some unforeseen force going to meddle in that affair?
Yeah, it's based on injuries. That's the biggest thing for them, right? every team has injuries. It's based on one guy. It's can Aaron Rodgers play like a top 15, if not better, which I think he will be. But like they've had such bad quarterback play that if he is in the, let's say, 9 to 12 range, they could win the division. If he's better than that, they could maybe go on a deep Super Bowl run. They're definitely a playoff team if he's an average quarterback, I think, with this team.
Yeah,
Like, that's the key.
Yeah, that's why I'm going with my take again that the Jets are going to set the franchise record with wins with 13.
Sign me up for that. V-Man, what's on the agenda the rest of the day?
Just errands. Just going to do some errands.
Is that Linus or your other dog?
So yes, this is Linus. Say hi,
Linus.
buddy.
Hi, Linus. You're very cute.
Oh yes, no, he's the cuddly one. You want to say anything, buddy? Yeah, he just does that all day.
He was the one that woke you up from your slumber when you called in that day.
Probably.
You don't remember?
Yeah, no. I don't remember much, but
now Neil was the first caller today. The other guy who I was asked more about last night, besides Neil, is this guy online right now who might be sleeping. V-Man's up next. Hello, V-Man. Come on. V-Man, you up?
Yep. Sorry. Linus is right. Linus is freaking out. Sorry. Oh, yeah, there's his ear.
We love Linus.
Yeah, of course it is. He's always the knucklehead.
All right.
Well,
you enjoy the rest of it. Is that the dog? Or are you using a dog voice? What is it?
No, I do that sometimes.
V-Man, excellent call out of you.
That's the end of this V-Man call. Time for him to get back to pooping.
The great V-Man giving Carly no advice on how to handle the day after eating 73 chicken nuggets in 10 minutes.
We have some new memberships to announce.
Oh, we will get to them. Ladies and gentlemen, JR Jet has made it rain with, how about 5 channel memberships? I've never used that one before. No, you're good. I was just going to say I never used that one for memberships, but we might as well. I love that. Joe Douglas, Stone Cold JD. All right, JR Jet, 5 memberships. You can read them. Go ahead.
LJ Cowens, Alaska Guy D, Ray Gadd, AP, and Conroy. Congratulations. Welcome to the club. You are all as maniacs. Thank you to JR Jet.
Let's go. All right. Keep sending in the memberships. We'll have Carly read them. This question's from the big fella. Before we let you run, Carly, we have to know Carly's favorite nugget sauce.
Ketchup.
What is it?
Ketchup.
Just standard. Yeah. What was it like when the fans were coming up to you to sign like ketchup and sweet and sour packets last night? That was pretty cool.
Oh, it was great. It was thanks to all the Asmaniacs for coming out.
Oh, it's tremendous. Ace of Spades says Bobby is the ladies' man. Let him do his thing. Yeah, you're a big Bobby guy.
I'm a girl, but yeah, I'm a big Bobby.
You know what I meant. JR Jet super chat here. With the way the Browns kept Flacco upright last season, it shows Rodgers can not only stay upright if the line holds up, but also compete for MVP. Yeah, the Browns thing is so weird because they had injuries to their 2 Pro Bowl level tackles and they still overcame it. Their interior was intact, but I don't know. I think Stefanski's just a great offensive coach. They had a great defense. Rodgers will benefit from a lot of what Cleveland had, though. Defense, ground game, etc. So no doubt about that. All right, Carly, before you go, this guy is just going like this off air, dying to come on. He's waving at me. He's messaging me in the private chat. So you know what it means. Here we go.
Oh, you know I like the Yankees and the Jets. Can't believe Jake and Rodgers met on more than just a hat on Bobby.
Hey, Carly, you were not at no McDonald's last week when he called it to my show, right?
I was trying to dispel this false narrative that he's trying to
You were at a bar last night that did not look like no McDonald's.
No, that wasn't McDonald's. Because that was after Carly set the Times Square record.
You probably just walked by and took a picture of you two there.
These are very strong accusations, Bobby.
I'm sticking
How dare you?
It was a date. And you know it.
No. We watched her eat 73 McNuggets, Bobby. No.
She can't eat 50 breadsticks. She can't eat those 73.
Well, to be fair, a breadstick
Yeah.
is way bigger than a McDonald's nugget.
Yeah, but no, I saw where you were, and that was no McDonald's. That was a date.
No, stop it.
Yes, and then I stuck up for you about King Losi.
Thank you.
Yeah,
But he's right. Like, it's okay. I understand.
No.
Voice is annoying.
Even me and Rob say you beautiful and have a beautiful voice, but you two make a great couple. That's all I have to say.
Bob, that's what. This was an interesting call from you. I don't. We typically don't get combative, you and I, Bobby.
Yeah.
We usually see eye to eye. That's why I'm surprised you don't think we're at
but
McDonald's.
you know you're attracted to this woman. You know that.
I'm an attractive woman?
No, you attracted this beautiful woman. Come on, you gotta admit it.
I know.
I know. You went to camp together, and
we went to McDonald's together, Bobby.
No, you went to a bar together. I saw you guys.
No.
Yes.
No, Bobby, get out of here.
Well, you know I love the Yankees and the Jets, and to read the super chats are more than just a hat. Bobby.
Man, Bobby just doesn't.
Bobby is a truth warrior over here.
Yeah, you're spreading false narratives. Don't fall for people.
There were no nuggets eaten last night.
Dre Correa writes in, Bobby's a freaky goat. King Losi, Vman for president and VP. Carly can be Speaker of the House. King Losi, I mean, he might be more devastated than when like Aaron Rodgers went down. If you're the Speaker of the House, he has to hear your voice.
Listen, I don't know that anybody wants that. That's okay.
Big fella says, ketchup, that's gross. Better off throwing them in the trash after that.
Yeah. Sorry. There were no chicken nuggets eaten last night.
Big fella, you don't like ketchup? What's wrong with ketchup? Now, it's not my favorite dipping sauce, but
what is your favorite dipping sauce?
Raisin cane sauce, if I could pick one, or Chick-fil-A sauce. That'd be two.
You know, they sell them like in a bottle.
The Canes one? I know they sell the Chick-fil-A one. I don't know if they sell Raisin Canes. Do they?
Both. Yeah.
Well, add that to the list. That's good to know.
I've never eaten at either place, but I do know that.
Well, you got to try Raisin Canes if you've never had that one.
Back to Times Square we go.
Yeah, that's the next challenge. How many Raisin Canes chicken tenders is Carly going to eat? Won't be 73 because they're way bigger, but how many? That's the question. All right, Carly, excellent job out of you. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for not buying chicken nuggets last night.
No, stop it. Carly, we'll let you go. Thank you. Come on. All right, I know those nuggets are affecting you. A couple of people are saying, where's the call-in link? It is still pinned at the top. The Gusbuster hotline link is, in fact, pinned. More calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary joins us now. Hello, Gary.
What's up, Jake?
What's up, Gary?
I got a couple of things. I am in New York, and I will see you tomorrow. First thing, I went to Little Vincent's yesterday. It's good. It's really good, actually. But it's not award-winning. It's really good. Like, if I was David Portnoy, 7-9, it's good. It's good. I got the cold cheese slice. It's good. It's not award-winning. Like, it's worth a half-hour trip, but I wouldn't drive an hour and a half for it.
You want me to try and respect any pizza take you have when you said that you rather have gas station pizza over anything from McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's?
That's not saying it's good, Jake. This is like the whole misconstruction. Everything being misconstrued. I never said gas station pizza is good. I said, would you rather have gas station pizza or Applebee's? Usually I like Applebee's, which implies I don't like gas station pizza. That it's simply better than McDonald's. Which one?
Gary, you're going full JJ with the internet today. We need you back in the home studios because your internet was not good there. But I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And I'll tell you, your takes suck in person. It will be wonderful. More calls right now. We're already at an hour and a half, and I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 people on hold. So let's try and get as many in as we can. O-Rocks Games is up next. What's up, O-Rocks?
What's up, Jake? What's up, man? I was rolling during that Losi Bobby call, man. You probably saw me in here in the green room just freaking dying out here. But, yeah, Lo, I don't know what you see about her voice. Carly voice, I'm not going to say it's great, but it ain't bad.
I think it's to be fair to Corley, I think it's a very normal voice. I don't think there's nothing about the voice where I'm just like, holy hell. Like, I just love that it bothers Loski so much. I think it's hilarious.
I've heard so many people in New York, New Jersey with that voice. So, like, I can't say that it's annoying or anything like that. Gary, your takes on food are absolutely horrible. if you want a good burger, there's a place called White Manna in Hackensack, New Jersey. They sell sliders. Been in Time Magazine's top 50 burger places in the United States, so check it out. As far as pizza goes, if you're eating gas station pizza, I do not envy your bathroom later on that night, because that is like the worst thing you could possibly have. Other things I wanted to say, I don't worry about our D-line at all. Like, at all, because we've had one of the deepest D-line rooms in football for over the last 3 years. We can't be worried about that. As far as Malachi Corley goes, I don't think he's going to be having that much of an impact being the targets. He's going to get what, like 5 to 7% of the targets?
I think he'll get 5 to 7. He'll get more than that in theory.
I was going beyond I was going to say maybe 25%, like behind the line of scrimmage. But as far as the load, Mike Williams and Garrett Wilson, Tyler Conklin, they're going to be taking a big piece of the load.
I think the target share, if I had to project, at least to start, and it could evolve as the year goes on with injuries and just guys coming along quick. I think it's going to be Garrett Wilson, obviously. I think Breece Hall is second in target share, and I think third is going to be Conklin. That's my top three. And then I think fourth will probably be some weeks Mike Williams, some weeks it could be Corley. Maybe it could be Xavier Gibson too. Like, I don't rule that out.
Absolutely. The other thing I wanted to say is, Lo, it looked like you were doing something in the car there. So you mind bringing that down to East Orange? You know, maybe we could have it together. I don't know what you were doing, but I got a pretty good idea what you were doing on your lunch break over there. So,
who's this?
Losi.
Oh, King Losi.
I don't know. He was looking down. He had his hands down there. There's only a couple of things you could have been doing. And, you know, I'm about 3-4 days out here, but, you know, I need a little bit of a hit too, man. And you look like you got that loud with all that energy you got over there, man.
I love it. Rox, appreciate you.
Peace out, Jake.
Oh, man. Calls have been wild today, folks. Proud NY Jet fan Nick Shine chimes in with a super chat. I might have to write an RB&B song with Bobby serenading Corley. Bobby, get to New Jersey ASAP. A music video of anything Bobby, Proud NYJ, you pull that off? Oh, my God. All right. This guy's been on hold a while. Appreciate him waiting. Matt's up next. What's up, Matt?
What's going on, Jake? First time, long time listener. I just had a couple questions about tomorrow. Me and my boys are going to the thing tomorrow. Is there like a train station that's nearby? Should I take the train in, or should I just drive out there?
Where are you coming from?
I'm from Selden, so I mean I'm like right next to Ronkonkoma. But
take the train. It's 0.9 miles away from the Hicksville train station, so super close.
Yeah, because you said you had the bar there, so I was like, all right, I'll have a few drinks, you know. So
yep, I got you.
Yeah, but Loski got to chill out with the voice thing, man. Like, I don't have to turn down my volume for Corley. Like Loski, I'm like, oh man, I gotta like put this on mute. Like,
you know, when Loski calls and you're at work, you have to lower the volume, or if you're listening with headphones in, you got to be prepared. You know.
Yeah, he goes nuts. It's crazy. I mean, I love it. You know, it's fun and all, but you know, he's like the last person to start criticizing anyone about their voice. So, but with yeah, I just had a quick Jets thing too. With like Will McDonald, what do you think the impact he will have on the defensive line this year? Since like, you know, we have Hassan Reddick. I don't think that's like a problem. He's gonna play for sure. But where do you think he like implements into the defensive line? Do you think it's more of a role than last year, or what do you think his development is going to be at this point?
Yeah, I do think that he could have a leap similar to Jermaine Johnson. I don't know if he's going to be a Pro Bowler, but you drafted him because they thought highly of him, and the early signs are he added the weight they wanted him to add. And I think if you look at just his pressure rate last year and limited snaps, they compare to what Jermaine did as a rookie. In fact, he was better in some categories than Jermaine was in that regard. So I don't know if he's going to be Jermaine Johnson from year 1 to year 2, but I think he's going to be a much improved player. I have faith in them developing him.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, all right, Jermaine Johnson's like I think he's an anomaly. I was like, oh man, we got the best defensive end in the draft. I kept on talking shit to my my Giant fans because I was like, we got the best defensive end, we got the best receiver, best running back in the draft that year. So, anyone that's talking trash about Joe Douglas can stop listening, because at this point, like he's a proven executive in the league, and if we were to let him go, some teams gonna be very happy to pick him up as their general manager. So. I think he fleeces people with trades, and the fact that we didn't take that Rams trade, I think was a good thing for us. Even though I was a Bowers boy, I was in the comments. I think I was like one of the first people to start doing that, but I don't know, maybe not. But I wasn't about like drafting him at 10. I was saying like draft, like going back in the draft and then picking him, but anyway, but I think he knows what he's doing, and I have full faith. And he's pretty much the reason why we are in this position that we are in today. So, thanks for having me on. I appreciate you, Jake. Keep doing what you're doing. And, JETS, Jets. See you tomorrow.
Amen, Matt. Look forward to seeing you, man. Thanks for coming out. All right. Comments, questions, super chats. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. And if you tuned in late, Dexter Henry, my friend Dex from the New York Post and SNY, he joined us for the first 30 minutes of today's show to talk all things Jets and react to PFF ranking the Jets as the 4th best roster in the NFL, 2nd best behind the Chiefs in the AFC. Let's go to Tommy. He's up next. What's up, Tommy?
Jake, my brother, how are you, my friend? I'm going to be very quick. I got like 10 points, but I'm going to be very, very quick.
Oh, God.
No, very, very quick. I got it written down on my paper, brother. Don't worry. The first thing was King Losi, to my boy Matt, who just called. King Losi can say whatever he wants. He's our king, brother.
Look, we love the king, but he's not wrong. When Losi calls in, you better have the volume ready if you don't want to lose hearing.
Hey, I love when he calls in because I know I have to turn the volume down. It goes a couple notches louder, but I don't turn it down. I let everybody hear it because he's our king, and I love it. It makes me feel proud and happy, brother. I love it. Second thing, real quick. All right, that's second thing. Rocks, right? I think the original White Manna is in Jersey City. There's 2. There's one in White Manna, one in Hackensack. I'm from Bergen County, so I know the one in Hackensack. They're amazing, dude. It's like you want to picture like a White Castle, but times 20. Like they're fresh little burgers from the original like stuff. So White Manna, Jersey City, and Hackensack. Nick Shine, I know that you're on now. I just didn't know if you heard me from yesterday. Your rap video with Charles Chicken Gorman Soup is amazing. Gary, welcome to New York. I know think you were born here, but welcome back, brother. Linus is completely beautiful, V-Man. She's an adorable dog, dude, or he or she, but she just loves you. I could see that. I want to say that because I'm a dog lover. There's no way Carly ate 73 nuggets. I don't think she ate any nuggets at all because her stomach would be in a lot of pain right now all morning. Believe me, like I could probably eat 6 and my stomach would be all messed up. So I know Carly, and her voice is not annoying. It's a New Jersey, Long Island accent. It's nice. It's cool.
Tommy, did you write down 10 things you wanted to shout out on this? Is that what this is?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Go through. Is it more than 10? I have 37,000 subscribers. Do we have something for all of them?
No. I'm done now. Now, I got 2 left. Now it's actually the Jets talk. Josh Allen, dude, like what you took the words out of my mouth earlier. If you want one quarterback for this year, I don't care about like for the future. I get it. Josh Allen's younger. That's the only reason you'd pick Josh Allen to be better than Aaron Rodgers. If you want one guy this year, I don't care if Aaron Rodgers is 43 and Josh Allen is 20. You'd still pick Aaron Rodgers for this season with the team that we have.
Well, if he's 43, that changes it though, Tommy. Like he's 40 coming off injury, so you have to see how he looks.
I'm saying.
Yes, look, if he's the old Aaron Rodgers, which we still have to see.
Well, there's no way that his arm deteriorated.
Agreed.
So, and his brain didn't. He's going to actually get himself better on these 2 mini-day camps. He's helping his self. Someone that I've never smoked ayahuasca or whatever, but I've taken, like, I microdosed on mushrooms and all that stuff. I saw that take on a YouTube. Like, he's doing this to make himself heal, like spiritually. So let the guy be. That's what he does. He has no kids. He has no family. This is his spiritual awakening that he needs for the season. The guy's been playing for 20 plus years. He's going to be fine. He's going to be excellent. And fuck Josh Allen. Straight up. Aaron Rodgers should have better stats and everything. He should be the better quarterback. I like where Dexter put us like top 4 or 5, but I don't like where he put Rodgers behind Tua and especially Allen. Fuck them both. And can't wait for Bobby's show after this.
Tommy, thank you. God. You pulled like a David Letterman top 10 list. Dre Correa with a super chat. Thank you, Dre. Actual football take. Breece Hall will be the X factor of our season. Breece will rush for over 2,000 with this O-line and have at least 2.5 yards from scrimmage. Rodgers comeback player of the year. Breece MVP. Quinnen defensive player of the year. Garrett offensive player of the year. Dre, I love you, but there's no scenario where Garrett can win offensive player of the year if Breece goes out there and has 2,000 rushing yards and another 500 receiving yards. That can't happen. I love the optimism, though. Do I think Breece Hall could be the best back in football at the end of this year? We're having that conversation. I do. Honestly, I think people are sleeping on Breece Hall. The Madden rankings, putting him at an 83 is a joke. To me, he's the second best running back in football behind Christian McCaffrey. He'll prove that this year. Maybe he'll be number 1. Jetted Out says, Joe Douglas is light years beyond McCagnon and Izzik. Correct. That doesn't mean he has a job for life, though, Jetted Out. The bar is way too low if he only has to be better than those guys. That's the bottom line. Ladies and gentlemen, joining the 4%, chiming in today is the great Jenergy, who's up next. What's up, Jenergy?
What up? All right, so I had to come on here because, one, I just have some first. I'm going to see everybody hopefully tomorrow at the Long Island meetup. Woohoo! Yes, Jenergy will be there. Rosie will be there. It will be amazing.
Let's go.
Second, we're going to have a party. It's a summer fiesta in the heat. We might have to go to Neil's pool afterwards. It's going to be hot as 80s tomorrow. But one thing that got under my skin, Vman, yo te quiero mucho, okay? Tú eres de los míos. So we both Puerto Rican, you know, but just be careful with what you say, because what you said, when you said Puerto Ricans don't know how to speak Spanish, you may have been just kidding. But sometimes you got to watch your words. Listen, all I want to say is just remember you're not the only Boricua in this chat. And I know how to speak. Yo hablo español perfectamente. I have a master's. I've worked for the community for over 15 years. I was even in Hurricane Maria helping during the relief. So just know that you're not the only one. There's a diaspora, okay? And I would love to chop it up one day. We all have our different opinions and our different views, but that was number 1. I had to get that off my chest.
I love it. You've been holding that in for a while, it sounds like.
I was trying to chat. I was like, I need to call because it's too much. And then the other thing, Carly McNugget.
That is a great, thank you.
I'm going to call you Carly McNugget.
Oh my God,
She's
that is
cute. She's cute.
Girl,
you know you're cute. And then the other thing was, I mean, everyone be snapping on Carly. Listen, I get it. And I love my King Losi is the best. But we all sound different. Listen, she's a white girl from Long Island. I'm Puerto Rican from the Bronx. That's why it's beautiful to have diversity. So there you go.
Jenergy from the block. We love it.
I got some words. I'm letting it out today. And the Yankees, I mean, let's go Yankees. Garrett Cole on the mound today. And I guess the only other thing, I just have this little thing I thought about, and just like, I want to get your take. Like, I'm all about, like, when it comes to sports, let's get back to the sports, right? So I'm such a hometown person and fan of, like, the Yankees, the Jets, the Knicks. I don't understand, like, Chiefs fan, I love you, you're hilarious, but how do you go from, like, I'm a Chicago fan, I'm a Boston fan, like, let's be bandwagon fans. Like, what is that? And then I know some people, some guys especially, because there's so many teams, you're like, yo, like, I love because Kobe Bryant was my favorite player, so I followed the Lakers. Fine, yes, Mamba, I get it. But like, I don't know. I don't know. The bandwagon stuff it doesn't make any sense. And I think that's all for Rosie Genergy's takes. Have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow on the island.
Genergy, great call. I love it. We got to get Genergy and Vman on the line next. That might have to be a Patreon only episode of the show. Dre with a super chat. Get him Genergy. Let's allow this guy to respond because people have been firing back at our king, King Losi. Hello, King.
Now, Jake, my brother, Now, that's a damn voice. That's a damn voice, right? That damn Genergy boy. I don't know who's going to be at the Long Island meetup, but y'all stay away from my damn Genergy. Now, let me say this. All right? Now, we got Bobby, we got Rob V, and we got this new guy, Matt. All right. Now, let me say this. Okay. All right. Hey, man. Corley, I understand she got all her fans out there, but let me say this, damn it. Her voice is annoying. You just heard a damn voice that was so eloquent and so damn silky smooth with that Boricua. Oh, my God, it do something to me, Jake. I got to turn my freaky down. Okay, let me say this, man. All right, at the end of the day, baby, y'all can say what y'all want to say. All right, Matt, next time you call up, you put some bass in your voice when you say that damn GTS. You hear me, son? Don't you be calling me out about some damn Corley voice. That shit is annoying. And you damn right you gotta turn me down because I'm always gonna be turned the hell up. You hear me? GTS. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the king, King Losi. God. JR Jet, Genergy for president. Losi still Jets king. Oh, my God. All right, 2 more calls, then we wrap. Jake Klein from prison. Hello, Jake. What's up, man?
You like that?
I love it, man. You got to embrace it.
I have to. I feel like I'm getting enough comments about it. But, dude, it's fine. It was nice to finally meet you a few weeks ago.
Yeah, likewise, man. Good to see you at America Whiskey. Shout out to them. They do a great job in Midtown.
Yeah. Well, I saw your guy, was it Dexter, who's from the Post, I guess. So when's Jake Brown coming on?
He's been on a couple times. We'll get him on again soon before the season for sure.
Oh, he has? Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't ask that before. Okay, yeah. He's been doing a lot of like Nets. He holds these like Nets and food reviews the last like couple weeks. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, the podcast he does with Costello, the Jet podcast, is on hiatus until training camp starts. So that's why.
Okay. Yeah. I did want to ask, I did have to go back and see some of the rankings. Obviously, I agree with Dexter's talking about offensive line, all that's an issue. Going back to the Hassan Reddick thing, I think I asked one of your guys a week or so ago, the JFM deal where we traded him and sent the money is like, I want to ask you personally, like, do you feel like that's going to go in part to paying Reddick, or do you think there's other facets to it we're still missing about how they're going to pay him? I think they are. It's just, what are we missing here per se?
Well, I think if they need to create more cap space, they always could restructure a couple deals and do that. Like Quinnen and Quincy's deals could easily be restructured. I think they don't give him like a multi-year extension. I think it ends up being like a Band-Aid contract, like many have said. Incentives, maybe guarantees. His money's not guaranteed, so I think you guarantee his money, give him a chance to make more money. And I think they probably tell him, hey, we're not going to franchise tag you. You'll be able to hit free agency.
No, I think that would infuriate him. I'm sure like the Eagles are probably going to play around that game. It's just, I guess in the end, it sounds like he's okay accepting a shorter deal, or you believe he's okay accepting a shorter deal. I just don't want to get to the point where he thinks that we're kind of just like pussyfooting around this and we're not going to give him like his 4 or 5 year deal, kind of like a Brian Burns kind of situation.
I don't think he's going to get that. I don't think the Jets are going to give him that before the year starts. And if he wants that, he's going to eventually have to show up because he's not going to skip camp and he's not going to skip regular season games.
No, I mean, I don't think it's going to be like a Chris Jones situation where like he's out the first week. That would be insane. I guess maybe at this point what's possible is maybe they just give him this so-called like extra year extension, and maybe if he's still dominating 2 years down the road, they may give him a couple more years. It may be like maybe multiple 2-year deals if they have to do that. But I haven't really kind of understood exactly what kind of deal he's looking for. It seems like this has more just been speculation than anything about him saying out loud, I want like a long-term 4 or 5 year deal, if that makes sense.
Yeah, to me, he probably wants a good call from prison, Jake. He probably wants the Danielle Hunter contract, which was like 24 million a year over 2 years. I don't think the Jets are going to give him that. I don't think so. But I think this gets done with guaranteeing more of his money and giving him incentives. So that's how I see it playing out ultimately. I'm not that concerned. Big fella with a super chat. Yikes. We're going to have to dive farther into ketchup or nuggets, bro. That is like 5-year-old poop, bro. It's like putting ketchup on pizza. Nasty. Well, my favorite sauce from McDonald's to use on chicken nuggets is the sweet and sour sauce, personally. But I like ketchup. I like ketchup on burgers and hot dogs. I don't mind. One last call. NY Jets, Florida. Wrap us up. What's up, NY?
Jake, how are you? You expect me to actually wrap this show up at this point?
We're going to try. I mean, geez.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So I have a quick question. Carly, if you can call in, I have one question. I really want to ask you a serious question.
We're not doing any more call-ins. This is it.
Okay,
this is it.
No problem. No problem. I had a question for her, though. Jake, getting back to my Jets take, the original, your guest, Dexter, the only thing, he was a very good guest, very knowledgeable. The only thing I completely disagreed with him was his last statement where he said, we should be happy, with basically making the playoffs. No. That's not good enough. If you're the 4th ranked team in PFF, and I know it's a ranking, you got to go way deeper than making the playoffs. That is not even in my wheelhouse. If we go one and done in the playoffs, I think Salah's 100% gone. Douglas may survive. I'm not trying to be negative, but doing that kind of, we're all in for 2 years, and then Dexter mentioned in the future. What do we think in the future? The future is now. This is it. 2 years, and we're doing the Tom Brady and Matt Stafford Super Bowl scenario. But all the other takes today were amazing. I could go back to some of them, but that's all I got, Jake. It's a long show, but I'll throw this out for Carly. So because Rob actually made a passionate plea and said, in terms of Carly's voice and all that. Now that Robert Kraft has opened the window to dating a 24-year-old, would she consider an older, a guy?
Goodbye. We're not making this weird, NY. Come on, dude. Be better, bro. Good God. Robert Kraft and Bell. Mike D's nuts. Ketchup on nuggets is worse than A1 on steak. If Mike D's nuts says that, then I'll take him at face value. I don't mind ketchup on nuggets. It's not my preference. I rather ranch. I rather obviously sweet and sour, Raising Cane sauce, Chick-fil-A sauce. Jake Quest wants to know, does Carly McNuggets double dip? We got to establish a name here. Is it Carly McNuggets or Carly McNugget? Is it plural or singular? I think McNuggets rolls off the tongue better. I think that's fair. I know. She did not double dip once in the 73 nuggets that were consumed. Alan, I'm putting you in timeout again. Stop being creepy. It's not that hard. Good God. All right. 2-hour show. Damn. We will be back. I'm on ESPN Radio tonight, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time. So you can listen if you're in the New York area, 1050 ESPN New York in the car. If you have the ESPN New York app, just put on 1050. The regular ESPN app will have it. If you're not in New York, you will have your options to listen on your local affiliate. So I'm doing that tonight. I am going to attempt an afternoon show. That definitely won't be 2 hours long, but at some point, probably around 3-4 o'clock-ish. So we'll be back in just a little bit. So I'm looking forward to that. But tonight, catch me on ESPN Radio. Tomorrow, we will see you on Long Island for our meetup. Looking forward to that. Thanks to NY Injury Solutions for being our sponsor for this. If you want more info on the meetup, if you want in on the Discord, behind the scenes coverage of the show and everything else, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Mike D's Nuts says Carly Nugs. That doesn't roll off the tongue as much as I'd like, Mike. You can say that, though. There's no doubt. All right, I appreciate everyone. Fun show. Thanks to everyone who gifted memberships, like you, Mike D's Nuts. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. And, of course, thanks to Dexter Henry from SNY and the New York Post who joined us at the top of today's program. My name is Jake Asman. I hit the wrong button. This has been No Bonesy today, the Jake Asman Show. I will talk to you guys later on. Jets, 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 Jets.
If it moves, hit it. If it don't move, hit it. And if you're not sure, guess what? Hit it.